Back in 1990, I found myself homeless on the streets in Orlando, Florida. Now, I wasn't a criminal. I wasn't a drug addict or an alcoholic or anything like that. I just down on my luck. I was young, and like a lot of people, I was one paycheck away from being homeless, literally, and that paycheck didn't show up. And so I just remember being out on the streets, and one night in particular, I hadn't slept in several days, and if you've ever been in the military or been a parent, you know what sleep deprivation can do to the brain. And again, I wasn't hearing voices, I wasn't seeing things, but I just felt this sense of dread. I felt like if anything bad was ever going to happen to me, tonight was the night. I needed to find a safe place to bed down. Now, I didn't have a particularly religious upbringing, so I didn't really have that to fall back on. But for whatever reason, that night, I felt like I needed to find a church, a synagogue, a mosque, a temple, whatever. Because in my head, the thought was, you would have to be really, really messed up to steal from or harm a homeless person hiding on church grounds, right? And so I found a church. I can remember it to this day. It's still there. And it was this brightly lit yellow church, and floor to ceiling. I mean, just from the ground all the way to the top of the steeple, completely lit up. It was in a bad neighborhood. And I remember finding some bushes alongside the building. And I crawled in behind those bushes and I lay down in the dirt and I tried to get to sleep. And the bugs are eating me alive. It's 90 degrees and 90% humidity. The light won't let me sleep. But for whatever reason in my head, I believe that what's keeping me awake isn't all of those other outside things. It's this thing over here. And I can't recognize the sound, but I know I recognize it. I've heard that sound before. I know what that is, but the sleep deprivation won't let my brain figure it out. I just remember rolling over onto my right side and I grabbed something heavy. I don't remember if it was a rock or a brick, but it filled my hand and I can remember the weight of it. And I rolled over onto my left side with my arm cocked, ready to throw. And I was going to launch whatever this thing was over the bushes towards the offending noise. And so as I'm trying to kind of gain my vision, right, I'm looking below the bushes and above the dirt, just trying to, this little hole to see what is that over there? Can I make sure that my aim is right? And thank goodness I took a second to do that, because what I saw underneath a tree 40 yards away is a family of 4. It's a man and a woman and 2 kids, a boy and a girl. I'm guessing they were about 3 and 5 years old. And I just remember the feeling in the pit of my stomach as I realized I'm holding this rock and I'm about to launch it towards them. They're homeless. They're just trying to get their kids to sleep, just like I'm trying to get myself to sleep. And to this day, I can still feel the weight of whatever that object in my hand was when it hit my hip as I dropped it. And I rolled back over onto my left side and just kind of faced the wall and sobbed myself to whatever semblance of sleep I was going to get that night. And fast forward, again, that was 1990. 30 plus years later, everything's fine, right? I mean, I was able to work my way out of that. I got myself back on my feet and I've been able to create a decent life for myself. But there's a couple things that I know. Number one, I know that those children that I saw that night had absolutely nothing to do with whatever it was that put them out on the streets. And I know for absolute fact that they had no power on their own to get off the streets. They had to rely on those parents, those adults that were with them. Now, I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they made it out. I don't know if they're alive or not. I don't know if they've had great lives or terrible. I have no idea. But for the next 30 years of my life, I have dedicated my time and my career to making sure that homeless people have opportunities. And to that end, my mission statement is very simple. My mission statement and the mission statement of J. Handler Consulting is to create 1 million jobs. And over my lifetime, I will create 1 million jobs. Now, I'm never going to be Walmart, right? I'm never going to have 1 million employees of my own. But what I am going to do is I'm going to work tirelessly to make sure that those people I come in contact with, businesses, chambers of commerce, trade associations, organizations of all sizes and shape, entrepreneurs and startups, I'm going to make sure that I do everything I can to help them become as strong and as large as I can, as quickly as possible. Because as they grow, jobs grow. And jobs mean opportunities. Opportunities mean everybody gets to step up. And so that's my commitment. That's my mission. I'm here today. You're watching this as part of a course that is going to help you to grow your business significantly, to get better control of what you're doing, to grow your capacity, to increase everything that you're doing, 2x, 3x, 5x. I want to do that because when your business grows, you need to hire people. And when you hire people, you give somebody an opportunity. And when somebody takes that opportunity, the person below them on the totem pole gets a chance to move up. And everybody below that gets a chance to move up. My name is Jay Handler. My mission is to create 1 million jobs. And I'd love to do that in part with you and your company.